Dexter plays They Are Billions by Numantain Games. Welcome back to They Are Billions. This is the after-action report of the Dorado mission. This is a 320 Empire mission. It has 300 tech points. Reads as, our scouts have discovered an enormous gold deposit known as Dorado. The Empire wants to take control of this region and extract the precious gold. Build a colony near the site, destroy the ancient mining village that is now completely infected, and mine gold for the glory of the Empire. Very dangerous infected have been detected at the site. Do not try to enter without the backing of a large army. The only victory conditions are 1,800 pop and 8,000 gold production. You have 80 days to do it. There will be swarms. So, we jumped into this game and went in a little bit, and we got into this a little bit. When we first zoned in, we saw a few things on the map. First, we had zombies to our south, zombies to our west, zombies to our east, and there was a Village of Doom being shown to us on the map to the northeast, and then there was the Dorado Canyon with just a huge amount of zombies in it to the very tip of the northeast. So I see stone off to the west, and I decide what I need to do is I need to build out somewhere. If I build out to the west with my housing, I'm going to push into the stone, and I'm kind of hoping I can go to maybe the north or the southeast here and build out my housing. And so that's what I decided to do is I start dropping all my housing down that. I get my rangers out and I start to clear out down south. I mean, I feel like that's going to be the very first place I'm going to have to push. So let's get them moving. After I got the push going a little bit and I got them pushed back, I was able to drop down a couple of Tesla towers and expand my housing and also move a couple of rangers over to the west along with the soldier and get them pushing out there and hit some food. And I think by around, kind of feels like around middle of day 2, like the 15th hour or so, I was really starting to hurt on some food. My food was starting to get down to 0 after the housing I built. I think I'm looking now at the 23rd hour of the second day. And so I have to wait to expand, and I can't expand until I clear. And so this is when I feel like, all right, wood shop's got to go down quick. So beginning of day 3, I get the wood shop down. I also feel like I need to get an early soldier center out. So I'll be doing that shortly, as well. But we're pushing out with both my beacons or my Tesla towers. And the very first thing we're going to research in the workshop is going to be farms. I need some farms here. It's clear to me that I'm not going to be able to get enough food, especially because I'm being delayed by all of the zombies. But I am able to get to the point where I get some stone going, around day 4, 11th hour. I get the stone down. I continue to push out. I get some farms down. I've done the research to cottage so that I can start putting up cottages as well at some point here. And I get the soldier center down and I start popping out soldiers. That was kind of important. Well, before cottage, I did get, market. Market goes down right around day 6, about halfway through day 6. I'm still trying to keep the area clear, but I'm building up enough that I'm starting to draw some attention. Some unwanted attention, but I get the soldiers pushing down to the west and heading southwest. I've got a pretty good start on my housing. And really the biggest thing right now is just to try to get some clearing going on down that southwest side. So I put up a wall, to the east. I have a few times where I get pushed pretty hard by the zombies. But once I got a little bit of a wall down to the southeast, I feel a little bit better because I can sit behind it. I did push all the way down and get a wall down around day 9 on the southwest entrance, just over the rock. I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty good, but that little stops gap right there failed, and I'm going to have to push that back down further. So I go down and clear it out and move down further, and actually had a problem. Right around day 10, I had a whole bunch of executives come in and I had to push them back to prevent them from eating up all the way back up that whole leg. I had a few times where things got really kind of hairy. That one wasn't the worst one, but that was pretty tough. I was fairly surprised that the north entrance really never generated any kind of zombies to deal with, so that was kind of nice. We continued to do some growth. I did get ballistas up and finally got the west-southwest edge done. Got a ballista down, I got a wall down, and I was able to get in there on around day 12 with a warehouse. I have until day 16 before the horde comes in. So I have the east side now covered with a ballista. I have the west-southwest covered with a ballista. And I continue to do my expansion. I'm doing upgrades to wood cottages to try to increase my gold intake a bit. I'm still feeling somewhat constrained. And I push down all the way down to the very south entrance. I get past all the iron, and with that I'm able to secure the south side. And I still haven't come up on day 14 or day 16 yet, so I'm still cruising with the clearing out of the zombies down there. So around day 15 into 16, I'm able to put down my shock tower. My first shock tower, because I've got the stone workshop up and I've been researching for that. And the shock tower and ballista goes to both the south and the west-southwest entrance. And then I get the indication that they're coming in from the south. So, yay me, I've got this thing lined up. And at first it looked like it's going to come in on the west-southwest side. But then I notice right near the time when they're about to come in, no, wait a minute, no, they're coming up the south side. Oh God. So I switch over to that side with my what soldiers I do have, and I am amazed at just how well that shock tower worked. It stopped them pretty much dead in their tracks. At that point, I'm able to push over to the east and head down to the east-southeast section, to clear that out down there. Once I get that area cleared, I start to expand my Tesla towers down there so I can secure it. And I'm expanding, and I see that I do have next horde coming in on day 32, but everything else so far is going pretty well. The east-southeast wall gets put down, and I push off to the east. So there's an east entrance here, and as it turns out, there's only one east entrance, which is kind of handy. I mean, if it comes in from the south, I got 3 different places to defend. If it comes in from the east, then I have only one place to defend. I do get to the point, though, where I think I could drop down what am I looking here? I just keep expanding with my power, trying to think about when I put the bank down, and it's not yet. I secure the east entrance around day 24. I get the Tesla tower down. I get the shock tower down. I get the walls down. I'm preparing now what I have for entrances. What it turns out is there's a north entrance, an east entrance, and like 3 south entrances. It could be that the west-southwest entrance is actually a west entrance. I don't think I ever got down there and cleared it out because I didn't have to. It might have turned at the very bottom leg and gone to the west. In which case that would have been the only solid west entrance. But yeah, I continue to build out my soldiers, and I'm finding the soldiers again are doing really well. I keep running into shortages, but the soldiers now start around day 26 are going to push against the Doom City, right? And one of the things to watch out for when you're pushing against that Doom City is there's times when not only do you have to worry about the buildings in that little city generating more zombies, but you're actually pulling from the El Dorado canyon. So there are harpies that are running down. Those harpies aren't coming out of these buildings. Those harpies are coming out from the El Dorado section. So you're going to need to keep an eye out up there as you move in to be sure that you're not going to fire off too many things. I also noted that when I started to push up from the south side of the Doom village, that I had a few guys coming in to the upper north entrance. And it was easy enough to hold with a single ballista, and I think I actually had my few rangers sitting up there as well. But I didn't have to worry about that too much. They held just fine. Continuing to expand. I think I feel like I needed to expand my housing, but I never felt comfortable expanding my housing. Maybe I have to overcome that, or when you're doing it, maybe you'll need to overcome that. I would suggest just going off to the east and doing your expansion over there. There's some good area over there for doing housing. You know, maybe you do 2 of these. Maybe you do one there, and then you do one a little bit further north where the House of Doom is. And that's eventually where I put my expansions up that way. But first I have to clear out this whole big old house of, City of Doom. But, pushing through day 28 into day 29, I'm pushing against that, the town. I could have gone faster through the town, but again, I know I'm pushing from the El Dorado group up to the northeast. And so not only am I letting it, blow its endurance against me from the city, I'm also letting some of the harpies and things come down and deal with me at the same time. I get some more, warehousing up. I continue to do, I think if I got the foundry down on, day 29 around the 8th hour, I want that because I need to, improve all my quarries. I want to also do the upgrades on the farmhouses. I mean, the farms I've got to go to advanced. I'm also going around day 30 or 29-ish, and I'm trying to get all of my walls up to stone. So I have now somewhere around day 29, 18th hour, I've got all my walls up. They're all stone. Each wall has 1 shock tower and 2 ballista. And, that's feeling pretty solid to me. I continue to clear up to the north to make sure that I have my, the Doom Town being dealt with. And I drop down a few wasps also to ensure the 32nd Day Horde isn't going to do any damage to me. The few that wandered up against those walls never survived. So that was good. But by day 31, the last of the Doom Town houses fall. I have a lot of resources there to grab, and I just keep pulling out from the El Dorado cavern, more of the harpies, as we go. And at this point now, I can just start focusing on doing upgrades. I can upgrade my farms. I can build more farms. I can upgrade my housing, go to stone. And I'm not really trying to do anything new because it's day 31 and I don't want to, start really pushing somewhere where I'm going to have a bunch of things I have to defend and then have the horde come in. I want to see where the horde hits first before I do anything else. And day 31, 18th hour, we get notified it's going to come in from the east. So I throw in another ballista over there. So we have 3 ballistas and the wall is lined with wasps. Okay. So I got 1 layer of wasps, a shock tower, and 3 ballista over there. And I'm thinking that's going to be doing just fine. So I don't even worry about bringing my army down. I let my army keep pushing up to the north. I am moving a little bit closer to the El Dorado, canyon, but I'm just kind of holding that off. And indeed, the horde comes in and just blows right against the defenses to the east without a problem. Stands really well. So very effective defense. I'm very happy with the effectiveness of the shock tower. This is the first time I've used it in this playthrough. So between the shock tower, the wasps, and the catapults or the ballista, not a problem. We continue now then to, right after that, I need to build up housing. I need gold. I need workers. That causes problems with power. That causes problems with my food. And so I am continuing to try to do some upgrades as I grow up, as I move up to the north. Because my thinking here now is I'm going to go secure the north side. And once I have the north entrance secured, then I can come back and just deal with the El Dorado stuff while everybody, while those sides just hold themselves. And one of the things is that up north, up to the northwest, there's a long stone, vein that makes that section undefendable early. I mean, you just either make it a defense like near the town, or you push way up there and make a defense. But, I do come back. I've got a couple of, ballistas now near the El Dorado entrance. I bring my soldiers down, and all I'm thinking about doing is I'll just hit this a little bit. I got the stone walls. I got the ballistas. that should handle things pretty well, even if I do trigger some things. And I'll just sit there and I just soak up a number of harpies that are in there. And that's fine by me. You know, every harpy dead now is one harpy I don't have to deal with later when I actually go in there. And I don't even need to stay there and hit all those harpies because the ballistas are close enough to cause some problems to pull them in. So we're going to move back up north with the soldiers, down around day 37. We're pushing up towards the north. And I have this interesting effect where as I push north, there's more guys that keep coming around from the other north. So I have like a west north and a east north. As I push up to the east north, guys are coming around on the west north. And so it's making things a little challenging. I could probably just push and deal, but I didn't want to. I don't like losing my Tesla towers and stuff. It just causes me grief. But we finally get up to the far north side, and I get that area secured. I think I dropped those things down around day 39, the 20th hour. I push up on the east side of north, and again, get up there and secure that section by day 41, 4th hour. So those both get the same treatment of a shock tower, 2 ballistas, and some wasps. I'm on day 41-ish, and then I have 48th day horde, so things are going pretty well, from my opinion. So then back at the entrance to El Dorado is when I upgrade the ballistas into executors and add a shock tower at the entrance. My thinking is when I go in here, I'm going to trigger this whole mess and they're going to come out like a horde. And so I'm defending like it's a horde, and they don't actually do that. They do push me a little bit as I go in, but as it turns out, it isn't like that place just, blows up and comes down and lands on me. I can actually work in there pretty well with a decent sized army. I'm up at 60 soldiers now, and I just sit there at the entrance, cleaning out some of those things as they keep flowing in on me. And I think I do pick up a fairly large group right around day 46, like the 3rd hour that comes in. And they push me pretty good, but I am able to stand without having to pull back. And so this group is fine. So I'm able just to go in here, swing around. And as I'm doing that, I'm dropping Tesla towers in the El Dorado section. And it's coming up to the day 47. I get notice that the horde is going to come in from the east again. I'm not bringing down my soldiers. I'm going to clear out the El Dorado section, and I'm really pushing for the gold. So remember, the victory ignitions is pop, and I've got the pop. I needed 18, I think. I'm at 25, and I need 8,000 gold, and I'm at 2,000 gold. So I got a lot of gold to go, and I really need to do that. So what I'll do then instead is I'm going to beef up my east side with 3 layers of wasps, and I put in 2 more executors just to make sure I have a bunch of defense there. And I even decide once the horde starts, I even think, I'll throw in some stone walls behind the first wave of wasps and stuff. And I watch for a moment, and it just, they're wiping out the guys as they come in. There's just like, they aren't even touching the wall. So my defense down there is, again, super solid. Not a problem. I have nothing to do with the soldiers anymore. They're dead weight now. And I'm thinking, well, it'd be nice to be able to like kill off half of them, change them back into workers, but I can't. So I have to focus on getting a lot of housing back up. So I'm just starting to throw housing down where I can get it. And I'm throwing down advanced quarries within the gold area. And in the span from like day 49 up to a day 50-ish, I've already gone up 1,000 gold and things are still building out there. And when I get into day 51, I'm up to, actually I think it's 61. I'm up to 7,000 gold. So I'm going fast. And it's around day 61 near the, second half of the day when I get the last of my mines in there going, and I'm up to 8,000 gold, and we end the adventure. Once I hit the victory condition, then it's time for us to go ahead and spend our resources on tech. I have one other mission to come up after this. I have the Forbidden Forest at 4 skulls. I have the Wasteland for 5. And I have 320 points, so I can do a 180 and a 140 for points. Everything underneath workshops is done. I'm not buying anything new in the workshop section. Underneath advanced construction, the only thing I still want to get is the high voltage ionizer. The shock tower turned out to be really good, and an additional 1 space on that I think is going to be huge. In addition to that, I go for advanced mills. I am constantly having an issue with my power. I'm dropping a ton of mills, and I feel like if I can upgrade those to advanced mills, I can be more effective with my energy that way. Even though I can go to power stations, but the power stations take wood, and I've already hit at least one map where I have a wood restriction. So that's my technology that I purchased. I have future plans of where I want to spend it. I feel like I have about another 2,400 points I can spend. And if that is the case, I've got it all mapped out. I think I'm going to want to get some Thantos. I definitely want to get some iron agate. And I also want to go up and get a few of the things that are superconducting, nanomaterials, advanced munitions. But that's all good. So with that, thank you very much for joining. That's the After Action Report on the El Dorado. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm creeping through the shadows in the corners of your mind. I go with the windows. I run but I don't hide. I hear the call of the wild, whispering the name. No, I can't be tamed. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a